Alrighty, you guys. So, listen. This morning, I am getting Santana ready for school. And she tells me that yesterday a little boy in her class told her that dragonflies are not superheroes. And so I had to get on here because, listen, she had been begging me since probably February, maybe even before then, maybe even last Halloween, had been absolutely begging me to be a dragonfly for Halloween this year. And honestly, you guys, I was hoping that she would forget about it. Oop, I have the hiccups. And I was hoping that she would forget about it because, like, who makes a dragonfly costume? Like, I don't know. I've never seen a little dragonfly costume. So I was like, oh my gosh, that's going to be horrible. Like, trying to find a dragonfly costume. I'm going to spend so much money trying to find a dragonfly costume. And she didn't forget about it. She definitely did not forget about this dragonfly. So when the dragonfly, when Halloween came, and about 2 weeks ago, she was still telling people that she was going to be a dragonfly for Halloween. And I was like, crap, that means I got to find a dragonfly costume, which even more so made me worry because it's 2 weeks away from Halloween. Now, really, where am I going to find a dragonfly costume? Like, oh my gosh, I was hoping she would forget about it. 2 weeks from Halloween, she's still talking and telling people that she's going to be a dragonfly. And so then I really had to find a dragonfly. Fortunately for me, I put dragonfly costume in Google, and what do you know? It popped up in Walmart, like the Walmart across the street from my house, like literally right there across the street. Found a dragonfly costume, went that night because I had to, because it's a dragonfly costume and it was right there. So I went to Walmart, grabbed the dragonfly costume, which, by the way, it was the first costume I saw, which part of that is probably because I knew what I was looking for. And like literally found the costume, was like, thank you, Jesus, because like, who makes a dragonfly costume, let alone at the Walmart right across the street from where I live, let alone it's the first thing I find. I didn't have to go digging through a million costumes that were on the floor and everything else. Like, no, I got the dragonfly costume. So I found the dragonfly costume. She had told everyone that she was going to be a dragonfly. So fortunately for me, we got that done. And afterwards, it was really funny because my mom was like, oh, I thought you were just going to be making a costume. Because she goes, you're getting good with making things with the hot glue gun. Like, I don't know what she thought I was going to do. Hot glue gun together a dragonfly costume. Like, just thinking about that makes me laugh because that's absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so anyway, so I found the dragonfly costume. She's excited. I'm excited. We're all excited that this dragonfly is happening. So at their school, this week is Spirit Week. And no, it's not Spirit Week. I take that back. It's not Spirit Week at all, but that's what in my head, it seems like it's like Spirit Week. And it is Red Ribbon Week. And so because it's Red Ribbon Week, they have made it where every day is a different day. Every day is something different, and they get to like dress up with different things. So yesterday being Halloween, they made yesterday Superhero Day. Well, I'm like, listen, we've done so much work for this dragonfly. We're going to make the dragonfly a superhero so that she can wear it to school on Halloween and she can do it. So like we created a superhero that was a dragonfly because that's just how cool we are. So anyway, this morning she tells me that a little boy in her class told her that dragonflies can't be superheroes or dragonflies aren't superheroes. And it made me livid. Like reaction number one was rage, like mama rage, because what? What do you mean dragonflies can't be superheroes? Little boy, just because you are a kindergartner, 5 years old, 6 years old, whatever it is, you have no clue about what anything is. You know this much. We all know this much. So really, as 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, you really know this much. And then I took a step back. But that was my immediate want, to just lay into that little boy. And is it right? No. But I didn't do it. And I didn't even say anything to her. I took a deep breath, which before life coaching and before I became a life coach and before I was introduced to life coaching, I absolutely would have said everything that just came out of my mouth on this. I would have absolutely let it all the thoughts just now, you got to see them all. I would have let her see them all. And I'm so glad that God blessed me with life coaching before I had her, because I don't know what kind of parent I would have been, but I would have been one that she would have saw my thoughts, and I would have laid into the little boy around her. And I'm so fortunate that I did not, but that was my immediate reaction, because I'm like, listen. And what's crazy is once I actually took a step back, I was really like, he probably didn't even truly mean anything, but his thoughts are that he's never seen a dragonfly superhero. And that's okay. It is absolutely okay. So I reined it in, and I absolutely actually had a moment of clarity, because I took a step back and I said, did you cry when he said that, or what did you do when he said that? And she said, no, I just stood there and I was actually kind of scared. And then she let it all out right then and there. And with me, she really just broke down. And it makes me, I almost want to cry right now just thinking about her crying. But it is one of those things, you guys, that being able to truly have mind management and take a step back and see your thoughts for what they are. Just because all of those things, just like I'm like, little boy, you know very little. I know very little as well. And we only have a picture of what we have, our own personal experiences, our own personal things that we've been taught. That's very little in the grand scheme of everything. I don't care if you're 70 years old. I don't care if you're 5 years old. I don't care if you're 35 years old. It is really very little. There is so much out there that we don't know, that we don't see, that we don't have a perspective of. And that's okay. But being able to understand that our thoughts are simply thoughts. Circumstances, what people say, what people do, are just circumstances. That's it. They don't create anything. We have thoughts about them, and then those create our feelings, but our thoughts are truly based off of our experiences. And our thoughts aren't even true because we know so little. Our thoughts are truly sentences in our mind, and that's it. Being able to see your thoughts for what they are and not fact, even though so many of us hold on to them as fact. He held on to his thought as fact. He thought that was fact, that dragonflies aren't superheroes. But in reality, it was just a thought. And he spoke his thought, and that's okay. And my mama rage, everything that came out to you all is simply just my thoughts. And it was my thoughts at those moments. And they weren't fact. They were simply thoughts. And I get to look at them. Even now I get to really look at them on video. I can go back and rewatch them as many times as I want to see my thoughts for what they are. They are simply thoughts, nothing more. They are thoughts, and I can choose if I want to hold on to those thoughts. And I get to decide that based off of, do those serve me? And those thoughts don't serve me. My desire, my whole desire in life is to be able to show up as my dream woman in every single moment. And my dream woman is blessed, refreshed, loving, and present. And those thoughts are not in line with any of my dream woman and who she is. And so I simply get to see those for what they are, see that they're not me, and I know that, and move on. And those don't make the team. I every single circumstance, I get to decide who's making the starting five. And the thoughts that serve me get to play, and they get playing time. And the thoughts that don't serve me, they just don't get to play that game. That doesn't mean that those thoughts are never going to serve me again. But those thoughts for my goal, for my desired results in that moment, I'm only going to play the ones that serve my desired results. So, short story long, I get to see my thoughts for what they are. And dragonflies absolutely can be superheroes. And it's okay if someone thinks that they're not. And it's okay to be mama and still see my thoughts and see them for what they are and be able to, in a good setting, I get to now go back and talk to her when she's ready about it's okay for people to have thoughts, and it's okay for them to be wrong, and it's okay for us to be wrong. It's just our thoughts, and the circumstance is the circumstance. What people do, what people say is simply what people do and what people say, and we get to decide what they mean from there and how we want to proceed with them. Alrighty, you guys. I'll talk to you guys later.